Game Week 25, some of the top questions that we've seen out there and people that have asked us. We're going to address some of those issues and hopefully give you some comfort and resolve in your decision making this week. But before we jump into it, got my man here. Doc, would you like to introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? This is Doctor, and welcome to another episode of the FPL Fantasy. We're going to talk about Game Week 25. Thank God game weeks are coming thick and fast instead of waiting like Game Week 23 was too long. And let's get into it.
All right, so getting into it, one of the first questions that we have been seeing out there is what to do about captains this week. People have kind of lost a little bit faith in Man United assets, especially after their FA Cup knockout. After their last couple game weeks, they've looked better than before, but they're not instilling a ton of faith in the community. They have studs like Ronaldo and Bruno. Pogba's back, which has helped a little bit, but those assets that we would typically go to captain, they're not looking like, as I believe they said in Always Cheating podcast, they're not looking like points goblins. Ronaldo is a points goblin. He's not getting points right now. So what do you think about that, Doc? Who are you looking at as a captain option, and who do you think are some good ones this week?
I think most people have either one of Ronaldo or Bruno, and I think you should just captain one of them. You shouldn't kind of try to get the other one because it's almost a 50-50 decision at this point. I prefer slightly Bruno because I think Bruno has more guaranteed minutes with Champions League taking into consideration. Ranić finally managed to bench Ronaldo for Cavani in the last game. Ronaldo missed a penalty also, so there is an opportunity that Bruno's on penalties. I find that Bruno is slightly a better captaincy option, although it's really slightly a better captaincy option because he'll be on free kicks, he'll be on corners here and there, so he can tick along nicely. If Ronaldo's off penalties as well for the price, it's really difficult to justify having him. If you have one of them only, I would captain that person and I wouldn't try to get the other one. However, if there is an opportunity, like if you want to transfer one of them, I'll probably prefer Bruno at this point of time because of guaranteed minutes, and like I said, because of the set pieces, he can take along nicely. If he plays in the number 10 role again with Pogba playing the number 8, I think there is a great opportunity for Bruno to score quite well. Something I want to throw out there though, I own Salah as well, and after yesterday's performance, I'm kind of tormented. I'm trying to think maybe Salah might be a better captaincy option this game week. He can score very highly versus Burnley, so I can see possibly Salah outscoring Bruno. I own Bruno. I do not own Ronaldo, but I own Bruno and Salah, and I can kind of, one of them will be captain, the other one will be vice captain. It's just the double game week is playing on my mind, so I'll probably end up with Bruno as a captain. However, Salah is an extremely viable option for a single game weeker. Joe?
You seem extremely confident about Salah, given that he just blanked this last game week. But we won't
You
talk
see
about
what
the
he
fact
did?
that he came on late. He didn't have a full 90, but he blanked. I mean, I don't know. He only got 1 point too. So I
Well, he had the highest XGI since he came on, and he was the second highest XGI in the match, and he played only 30 minutes. He hit the post, he missed one-on-one, he looked lively, he looked hungry. I really like the look of Salah. So I like that, the fact that I already own him and people kind of struggle to bring him in Game Week 26, so that will give me a step ahead of most managers. But yeah, yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, no, he definitely looks good. He just needs to find that groove again with Liverpool. I would say that yes, definitely what you're saying about the Man United assets, I want to echo that for sure because Ronaldo and Bruno, they still are very good options. I do really like the look of Bruno, especially in the new formation. And also with Pogba back, it seems like he is feeling a little more at home. Now it does seem like the team is not clicking 100% yet with the new formation, with the injection of Pogba back into the team. It's something that will take a little bit of time. We've had a week or two. Pogba came back in the FA Cup. He looked like a stud. He's now back into the team on the Premier League side of things. I think it's just a matter of time until the whole thing comes undone and United just explode and all of a sudden there's points again, like we've expected, especially with Ronaldo back into the side. I have Ronaldo, and I also have KDB in my team. I think I'm probably going to end up captaining definitely one of the two. Right now I have the cap on Ronaldo. I'm a little bit concerned because Ronaldo is a little bit of a rotation risk right now. We've seen it under the new manager, and I have a little bit more comfort in the fact that we knew that Ronaldo, before this last game week, he was going to sit at least one of the next upcoming 3 games. That was pretty guaranteed. The community had talked about that. Not saying that he can't sit more, but okay, he started on the bench in 24. Hopefully, will be rewarded. He'll get 2 games in 25. We won't have to worry about anything. I think KDB is an interesting pick, but he does have a similar issue as Ronaldo. He is a rotation risk. It is against Norwich. City can put in their academy players and probably tie the match. So that's something to think about if you're thinking about captaining KDB or really any of these other City assets. I think you should be very careful with what you're doing, and if it doesn't work out, understand there's a reason for it. They didn't have to play all of their starters all 90 minutes.
Totally agree with you here. I think there is a debate regarding whether KDB is going to start the next game or not over in the FPL community, and I kind of not disagree with the majority, but I see the point of why Pep would rotate his team. However, I do not think he will rotate his team as much as people think he would. I think KDB, he will probably start. That's my personal opinion. Again, never second guess Pep Guardiola, but we can make our predictions. I think KDB will start because if KDB is fit, Pep Guardiola will try kind of to send a message that if he's fit, he starts because of his influence in the team. He's the creative engine for the team, and also he wants to keep them sharp for the Champions League. So I can see KDB playing 60, 70, even 80 minutes before taking him off after, let's say, they finish the game off with Norwich. So I see the point of being worried that KDB might be rotated, but I don't think there will be as much rotation as people think. There will be kind of solid options, guaranteed options that will start the next game for Pep, and he doesn't want to kind of risk it and go to 45th minute with 0-0 because that will make the game tense. So I wouldn't captain KDB, but also it's kind of, I wouldn't sell him, I wouldn't buy him situation. It's a very weird situation, I understand, because not many people do not have a Manchester United asset, but many are looking maybe to double up on Manchester United asset by selling KDB. I wouldn't sell him at this point. This is kind of controversial because I had a conversation with quite a few people and they think KDB is a sell at this point, but I think just leave him one more game week. It's Norwich. Yeah. Even if he comes off of the bench, he can impress.
Yeah, and I want to give everybody a little bit of insight into my thoughts for this coming game week. Even though I do have Ronaldo and KDB, there may be issues, there may not be issues there. I am looking to roll my transfer, so I'm not looking to do like Ronaldo to somebody and then KDB to Bruno or whatever the rotation flavor of the minute is for FPL right now. I'm looking to keep what I have, roll my transfer, and do some more magic in the upcoming game weeks with those 2 free transfers that I'll have. So, Doc, is there anything else you'd like to tackle on captains? Because we have one more question we can probably get into quick.
Yes, I actually do.
Okay.
So Manchester United are playing 2 home games, one of them versus Brighton, which are typically a tough defense to play against, but they're playing the first game versus Southampton, and Southampton have been for the past few weeks. I think in the past 10 game weeks, they are one of the worst teams when it comes to expected goal conceded. So Ronaldo is a great shout. I wouldn't worry too much about rotation. If I have him in my team, he's my captain. If I have Bruno, he's my captain.
Yeah, I'm not really super worried about Ronaldo not playing, but I'm going in with the mindset of, hey, if he plays 1 game, it was expected, whatever. If he plays 2 games, great, love to see it. Bring home some points, Ronaldo. So our next question that we have that we were going to tackle right now is kind of what to do with your attacking force and your front line, because forwards are a mess right now in the game. Nobody knows who to get, but everybody knows they don't just want 4.5 forwards and just blow the rest of their money and the rest of the team. What do you think about this, Doc? What would your forward line be if you could just change it right now at no cost?
If I could change my forward line, I'd probably go 4-5-1 at this point because it's been crazy with forwards. They're just not scoring points. Yes, we have Ronaldo as an option this game week. We have Harry Kane as an option the coming game weeks. We have Watkins, who will probably double at one point, and he has a game week 30 fixtures guaranteed. So we have some options, but they're kind of not bringing home the points. Also, we have the double Watford, the Dennis King continue to debate this season. So we have this because they have a double coming up. We have Veghorst, who has a double coming up as well. So many people are targeting to bring him in. We have so many options, but we have a problem that they're not scoring points. So what are you planning to do, Joe?
So right now I'm kind of thinking, obviously this isn't necessarily for this week, but a longer term plan, maybe next week, maybe a week or two after that. I think right now I'm looking into bringing in Weghorst and bring him in for Ronaldo, frees up a crap ton of fun, and then I'd be able to spend a little bit more in my midfield. I could probably get myself like Son, Salah, and then maybe upgrade somebody else to a more effective player, which the first two are probably my guaranteed moves. The third one, probably not looking to upgrade anybody right now. Of course, this season is crazy. The last two seasons are crazy. Anything can happen. Somebody can get sick. Somebody can, break their leg and they're out for the next 3 seasons. I don't know. Nothing is off limits. It's all up in the air, and everything is completely possible. But I also have on my attacking line Broya and Watkins, and I'm happy with those. I brought them in on my wild card. I'm fine with that because Watkins is going to end up getting a double, and I'm sure there's 2 more that they would have to schedule in the upcoming weeks. So obviously between now and the end of the season, but the end of the season isn't as far as away as we like to think it is. So I'm fine with having Watkins, bringing him through. If you look at Antonio, he hasn't returned. Well, he returned, what was the statistic? Like 60. I might have the percentages backwards, but it was like he returned 60% of his points in the first 6 game weeks. And the 40%.
4 game weeks as well.
What's that?
I think it was the first 4 game weeks, not even 6. I think that's the number.
Yeah, it might have been the first 4 game weeks. Like I said, I can't remember it. I don't have it in front of me. Apologies. But then after that, since then, he's returned the rest of his 40% of points. So the whole idea of, no, Antonio's going to be on for points. The man has never played a full season in his life. He's always been on the stretcher by game week 3. He's tired. So I brought in Watkins just based off of Antonio's form and the fact that he's playing more games than he's ever been able to play in his life, especially not only with West Ham, but also with Jamaica too. He's been traveling with Jamaica and playing some games. Brought him in. Broya, he's just a good cheap option. We saw he went crazy in the Tottenham game. Got a couple points there. Not me specifically because he was on my bench, but somebody got a couple points from him. And then I had Ronaldo because I wanted to hold Ronaldo for this double, but like I said, probably after that, make the move to Weghorst and be fairly confident in my front line, not spend too much on guys that aren't going to return for me.
Off the top of my head, I think you've mentioned the top ones to have coming up with the fixtures are coming up. I have Watkins in my team, but I'm kind of unhappy about it because the way Watkins is playing, especially under Gerrard now and with Coutinho and Buendia being available, he's kind of the focal point where he drops back in order to allow Coutinho or Buendia to cut in, or he just kind of drifts wide in order to allow Coutinho to take that shot, that finesse shot, or Buendia to take that cross or even that shot. So I don't like the way Watkins playing from an FPL point of view. So I have 3 Aston Villa at the moment. I have Cash, Dean, and Watkins, and I think I would like to bring Coutinho. So I might do this luxury transfer at one point, making Watkins Coutinho. So it's a kind of luxury transfer if I have 2 free transfers. So I see your point with Watkins. And I think Broya and Veghorst kind of will choose themselves coming up with the next game week. They will be kind of part of the template soon. So I totally agree with you with all those points, Joe.
Yeah, and it was actually fun watching Weghorst play this last game week because he was kind of making opportunities almost out of nothing, and it was just like, okay, I see this guy before he starts bagging a ton of points, and I'm just jumping on the bandwagon. I'd like to get him in. So hopefully he doesn't explode this week. He can probably do it next week or the week after when he's in my team. I'll be more comfortable with that for sure.
I wouldn't get my hopes high up. Like you go through Twitter and you think they're talking about Prime R9. It's not Veghorst. So
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't put my hopes up, but he's gonna take along nicely, especially with the fixtures, especially with the doubles, the double double. He's gonna take
hmm
along nicely. The game is going through him. He also kind of he plays as the focal point with Cornet, McNeil. I think McNeil and Cornet will be great choices as well coming up. Great punts and great differentials if you're up a higher rank. So it's not only Veghorst, but I think we should make a known video, a separate video for Burnley assets. Shall we wrap this up, Joe?
Yep, that sounds good. So, all right, everybody, we answered some of the big questions floating out there within the community. If you have any questions, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, hit us up on Twitter. I think in our videos we've only had a couple comments, so I can promise you that we read and hear every single comment, so your voice is heard within this community. So get your voice in early for sure. Doc, anything that you'd like to say, wrap up with everybody?
I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Good luck with your captaincy, and we'll see you on the next episode of the FPL Fantasy.
All right, see you everybody. Peace.